Welcome to Sissygram Lesbian Stories. Step into the world of lesbian romance and queer love, where we unpack the most exciting moments and delve into intricate lesbian relationships. If you like my voice, then hit the like button and subscribe our channel for daily videos. Now, let's start the story. Rosewood was a picturesque little town, serene enough to offer quiet mornings, yet bustling enough that anonymity was still possible. Nestled between rolling hills, the town was known for its lilac trees, which lined the winding roads. Every spring, the trees would explode into a cascade of lavender blooms, painting the horizon with streaks of purple and filling the air with their intoxicating fragrance. It was here, under a lilac-scented sky, that Lily's story began to take a fiery turn. Only 6 months ago, Lily had left behind the chaos of the city in search of peace and purpose. The ceaseless, honking, blinding lights and relentless grind of urban life had worn her down, leaving her yearning for something gentler. So, when she stumbled across a listing for a little bookstore in Rosewood, she leapt at the opportunity. The store, called Chapters and Charms, was everything she'd dreamed of. A cozy space filled with the comforting aroma of aged books and cedarwood. Lily poured her heart into it, curating an enchanting collection that included rare editions, journals with leather bindings, and whimsical stationery. Yet, as fulfilling as the work was, the evenings could be unbearably lonely. She often found herself locking up the shop in the golden twilight, imagining the life she might have shared with someone special. On one such evening, as she was flipping the shop's open sign to closed, the sound of a sudden rainstorm erupted outside. She turned, startled, as the door burst open, letting in not just a gust of cool rain, but also a soaking wet stranger. The woman, beautiful in a disheveled, magnetic way, stood in the doorway, drenched to the bone. Her dark hair clung to her sculpted face, her shirt sticking to her curves in ways that made Lily's stomach flutter. Slung across her shoulder was a worn leather camera bag, clearly weathered from years of use. "God, I'm sorry," the woman exclaimed, her voice rich and throaty. She glanced around, her honey-colored eyes full of awe. "I didn't mean to startle you. Wow, this place is stunning." Lily blinked, caught off guard by the sheer presence of her uninvited guest. "You're fine. We're still open," she said, her voice steadier than she felt. The woman smiled, a devastating curve of her lips that sent a spark skittering down Lily's spine. "Lucky me. I hate being caught in the rain without my umbrella." Lily stepped behind the counter, retrieving a soft towel she kept for dusting. "Here," she offered. "Rosewood weather has a habit of sneaking up on you." "Thanks," the woman said, taking the towel and patting her face and arms dry. She extended her free hand, still slightly damp. "I'm Tessa, by the way." "Lily," she replied, her voice catching as their hands briefly touched. Tessa's grip was warm despite the rain, her fingers calloused, proof of a life lived actively, with purpose. As Tessa wandered through the shop, her fingers brushing the spines of books, Lily couldn't help but watch her. There was an effortless sensuality to her movements, the way her hips swayed, and how her fingertips lingered on the edges of things, as though she were savoring every texture. "This place feels like stepping into a story," Tessa remarked, glancing over her shoulder. "Do you own it?" "I do," Lily said, a shy smile tugging at her lips. "It's my little corner of the world." Tessa's golden eyes softened as she studied her. "It feels like it loves you back." The compliment made Lily's cheeks flush. She busied herself, rearranging a stack of journals on the counter, though her gaze kept drifting to Tessa, who now stood at a shelf of poetry books. Lily had never been so aware of someone's presence before. Not like this. There was an energy about Tessa, an intoxicating mixture of curiosity and confidence that seemed to draw Lily in without effort. Tessa ended up buying a vintage copy of Pablo Neruda's Love Poems as Lily slid it into a paper bag. Their fingers brushed again, and the brief contact sent a spark straight to her core. "See you around, Lily," Tessa said as she left, her voice low and suggestive. Over the weeks that followed, Tessa became a constant presence in Lily's life. She would stop by the bookstore every morning, sometimes with her camera slung casually over her shoulder, other times with a Latin hand for Lily. Their conversations were easy, flowing like a river. Books, photography, life, and the strange ways small towns could feel, both isolating and comforting. Lily found herself drawn to Tessa in ways she hadn't been to anyone before. One evening, as Lily was locking up the shop, Tessa appeared, out of nowhere, carrying a basket of croissants from the new bakery. "Dinner?" Tessa offered, a teasing smile on her lips. Lily laughed. "Are you bribing me?" Tessa stepped closer, close enough that Lily could see, the rain droplets still caught in her dark lashes. "If that's what it takes to get you to spend the evening with me, then yes." Later that evening, after a bottle of wine and endless laughter in the back room of the shop, the mood shifted. Tessa leaned against the counter, her eyes darkened with something that made Lily's breath catch. "You're incredible. You know that?" Tessa murmured, stepping closer. Lily's heart raced as Tessa reached out, tucking a stray strand of hair behind her ear. Her fingers lingered, brushing against Lily's cheek. "Tessa," Lily whispered, her voice shaky. "Tell me to stop," Tessa said, her lips inches from Lily's. "And I will." Lily didn't answer with words, capturing Tessa's lips in a kiss that was soft at first, then deepened as the tension between them snapped like a taut wire. Tessa's hands moved to Lily's waist, pulling her closer until their bodies were flush against one another. Lily gasped softly as Tessa's lips trailed down her jaw, her hands slipping under Lily's shirt to explore the bare skin beneath. They ended up tangled together on the plush reading couch in the corner of the shop, the lilac-scented air mingling with the heady scent of desire. Tessa's kisses grew more urgent, her hands mapping every curve of Lily's body with a reverence that left Lily breathless. Every touch felt like poetry, raw, unfiltered, and utterly consuming. Their intimacy only deepened as the days turned into weeks. One night, as they lay tangled together under a blanket of stars in the lilac fields, Tessa turned to Lily, her voice quiet but steady. "You've changed me," she said. "I've spent my whole life chasing moments, trying to capture them through a lens. But with you, I don't want to chase. I just want to be." Tears prickled Lily's eyes as she cupped Tessa's face, her thumb brushing over her cheekbone. "I never thought I'd find someone like you," she whispered. "Someone who makes me feel seen." Tessa leaned in, her kiss sealing the unspoken promise between them. This is where the story ends. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe Sissygram Lesbian Stories and like the video. Also share your experience to motivate others and learn from your experience. We have spent hours to make such content for you. Kindly share with your social media groups to reach more. Thank you. I will see you with next story on this channel. Stay tuned.